Peter,
Hey. Hi.
what are you doing here?
Came here to murder you.
Really, what are you doing here?
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Oh, I know what you're doing. That's not funny at all. You stop that. He's saying if I were to sperm on you,
What?
it would be a pearl necklace.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Was quick. Last challenge he challenged me to watch "I Love You, Man," which I was not happy with. So I rebelled.
Me neither. I didn't like it either.
So
Hated it.
I rebelled with a film I had to sit through at the drive-in, which was Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which appalled me to no end.
I have to be honest. I didn't hate this movie as much. I didn't like it per se.
It's not funny.
No, it wasn't. But I didn't hate it like I hated "I Love You, Man." I just didn't.
Okay.
There was a lot more for me to like in this movie, whereas in "I Love You, Man," I didn't like anything except for Jon Favreau.
See, for me, it's just the amount of Siegel in the film equates to amount of hate.
Okay.
For me, that's just me.
I don't.
But what do
I
you
don't.
think?
I don't hate him 100%. I probably hate him 70%. So when he's put in a role like, say, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where I just I didn't hate this movie. I'm sorry, I just didn't. I mean, I'll go into it with you.
Please do.
But and Russell Brand's character, I know you were saying that was one of the things you liked about the movie.
He was an oasis of humor in a sea of non-humor.
I just didn't care about him. And maybe it's because I have seen this movie after his hype has kind of died down and just kind of gone away.
Yeah.
And I know that. And then I watched this movie.
I just thought he was the only one that had any kind of comedic timing and delivery. Like his off-the-cuff remarks sounded like off-the-cuff remarks. He played casual conversation as humor well.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta be
like
honest.
that scene when they're at the table and it's in the trailer.
Right.
You just heard, where he said, well, this is awkward, and he said, well, it's more awkward now, and like stuff like that. I mean, he actually came across as like more of a human.
Well, I didn't hate
which is odd.
I didn't hate everything he did in the movie.
The sex stuff was annoying and all that.
I
shit.
just didn't like
his delivery,
his character as much as everyone made it out to be. Probably when the movie came out last year.
All I meant to say was his delivery and humor was actually funny, as opposed to other things were just grating in the film. That's all. I'm sorry. But go ahead. What else?
Oh,
I will interject just to in case you have this already.
Right.
As far as the facts for the film, Siegel wrote this movie.
He did,
and it was based on his own experiences dating.
It was
with 3 other relationships, and the main relationship it is inspired by. He was dating this. I forget her name. I didn't write it down. Don't care. She was one of FHM's top 100 sexiest models of the year in 2000 some odd number.
Really?
And he was seeing this unfunny jackass was dating one of the hottest women in the world, and she dumped him. Thankfully, good for her. Good call, whoever you are. Thank you. But so this movie was based on his own personal experiences dating. So it's one of those type of films. It's like, oh, that happened to me. It was funny. I'll make a movie around it. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Tommy. Did you know I dated one woman once and she dumped me while I was naked? I will write that into my screenplay so I can show my dick.
4 times. I do have that.
It's 4. You wrote down 4?
4.
Okay.
I kept a penis count.
Because you were prepared. I was unprepared. So you went into it knowing that I'm going to see his penis.
Yeah.
I was watching at the drive-in.
Times.
I'm at the drive-in. I was like, what the hell was that? And I was like, again? And then it's what, 3 times in the beginning, right?
3 times in the beginning,
and then
once later.
Just
on.
when you forget at the end of the film, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, not again.
The first time that you see his penis, he starts flapping it around back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Did you freeze frame it?
I did not. But it immediately...
Did your wife freeze frame it?
No, she did not.
Did she watch this with you?
She saw it in the theater.
Oh,
and
she
then
did?
She watched it with me again.
And did she think it was funny?
She thought it was funny the first time she saw it, but I don't think she thought it was as good when she watched it with me. Even though I wasn't, like, making comments through the whole movie. I don't really do that.
You know, a lot of these films have that thing now, too, where you watch it the first time, it's like, that's kind of funny. And then, like, it comes out in video and you watch it, and it's like, yeah.
It doesn't really hold up.
I laughed when, like, the shock value of it, but I watch it now and, like, it doesn't hold up to repeat viewings.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
I think that's how she felt. She didn't say that to me, but she asked me, goes, what'd you think? Did you think it was funny? And I told her, I didn't hate it as much as I Love You, Man, but I thought it was funny in some parts, but I just really didn't care for it.
Mm-hmm.
But, the scene where he loses the towel and where he's like, I got a surprise for you, and he starts going flap, 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 flap.
Yeah.
Now, this just might be my demented mind, but what was the first thing? Did you think of anything?
My first thought?
My first thought...
I'm trying to think. I think my first initial thought was, ah!
My first thought was that scene in Kids.
My second thought was...
where they're at the pool, and the one guy does the same exact thing.
I think my second thought was I need to pour salt in my eyes. Must pour salt in my eyes. It's not that I've never seen a male penis in a film before, but I at least like to have some kind of warning or... there was supposed to be a penis in Raging Bull.
Really?
You know the scene where De Niro pours the ice water down his pants?
Yeah.
After he gets excited, like
you were supposed to see that?
The original, Scorsese's original idea was to actually have a close-up shot of him sticking his engorged member into a glass of ice water.
Oh.
And for some reason, they didn't go with that.
Probably thinking of the MPAA.
I heard things.
Hey.
I heard things.
It didn't happen.
I heard things.
You heard things?
I heard things. I've heard things.
Okay.
I've heard some things.
What'd you hear?
I can't do the accent, so I doesn't really make the... It's like doing it in a Shakespeare accent. You can't do that. Are you talking to me, sir?
Are you...
You must be talking to me, for I am the only one in the room. Yeah, it doesn't... The accent is really a part of the line. You can't just...
Got it. I heard it.
Hey, are you talking to me, Joey?
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott, you talking to me? You have to be talking to me. I'm the only one here.
I'm the only one here. God.
I promise that'll be my last time myself.
He promises, but he won't.
I promise won't hold up to it. I've seen Harvey Keitel's penis less than I've seen Seagal's penis as of now.
Yeah.
How come they just didn't get
And I'll
Keitel
tell
to
you
do the
something.
role?
You haven't seen Bronson yet. Okay?
No.
But there is a lot of full frontal nudity in that movie, and I felt less offended
I expect
seeing that movie because it's a prison movie.
I expect it in a prison art house dark comedy.
Right.
I don't expect it in a romantic comedy in mainstream American theaters, especially when like there's not even any tit shots in the film.
Yeah.
Are there any? I don't remember.
There's the one fake shot
Picture.
of Mila Kunis.
Photo, but no live her.
Right. No.
You don't see.
There's a couple of scenes where Mila Kunis, who plays Rachel Jansen in the movie, and Kristen Bell, who plays Sarah Marshall, they're naked in the bed. They're having sex with their...
Can you see nipples?
You don't see it, but you see side boob. That's as close as you get.
When there's more male nudity than female nudity, I must draw a line.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't. Honestly,
you know what? They have
they have
good agents, and they have no nudity clauses in their contracts. I'm sure.
And I'm for that. You know me. If I want nudity in a film, there's a whole ream of downloadable content on the internet that involves more nudity. Yeah. I don't watch mainstream films for sex or nudity. I watch them for comedy, drama, action, adventure. I don't need to see Halle Berry's tits in Swordfish to enjoy the film. I went to see gunfights and Hugh Jackman and John Travolta. I didn't go to see her breasts.
Yeah, unless you get an extra $1 million.
Yeah, and
in the end, it's like, who cares?
And then she went to Monster Ball and showed everything
and got an Oscar
and rutted like a pig with Mr. Slingblade.
I'm sorry. You're looking at me.
The lead actor from Slingblade.
Yeah.
I know these are basic names, but I'm really losing my mind today. I can't remember any names.
And you're putting me on the spot. And
Billy Bob Thornton.
And when you do
she rutted like she rutted like a filthy pig in front of a camera with Billy Bob Thornton. I know it's fake sex, but still, she was like practically nude, and she didn't get paid near that because that was a low budget art film. So I don't want to hear it.
She did walk away with the Oscar, and then immediately did Catwoman.
No. She didn't immediately do Catwoman. She walked away with the Oscar and then said, and then her agent said she may not be in the next X-Men because it's an ensemble film and an Oscar, and this is almost a quote,
Right.
and an Oscar award-winning actress of her quality needs to do films where she's featured in a starring role and, that are of her magnitude. Then she did Catwoman.
And then when it bombed and it was horrible, she came crawling back and did
She had
X-Men
she had a
3.
nervous breakdown because the same time she pulled that shit, whoever she was seeing at the time left her. I forget who it was.
Yeah,
He dumped her.
he was the musician. He was a complete
Right.
sex addict.
Yeah, probably after he saw Catwoman.
Yeah, he probably.
So that was so that and then that goes right back to the Corey Feldman quote. It's like, think ahead. Stephen Dorff, Halle Berry, Corey Feldman. The microphone's always on. Think before you say this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, Harvey Keitel's penis. Go ahead.
You know what? The CSI Miami stuff with the Sarah Marshall character, they kept going back and forth with it, and they had Billy Baldwin in the scene. I just didn't care. I just didn't care.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that
I know that's what her career was in the movie, but
a lot of these
who
films
cares?
do this stuff where they throw as much comedy as possible. So we got to have 3 laptop conversations where we're making jokes, which those weren't that bad actually, but they just like why
Well,
are
they
we doing
went
this
to
now?
it like 3 or 4 times in the movie.
Exactly what I'm saying. It's just we don't need this. Another running
Yeah.
gag we don't need. Or let's keep showing parodies of CSI shows because those shows are so bad. And when a comedy's making fun of other shows doing stuff like that, you got to watch what you're doing because you're not really cranking out the greatest quality work right now too.
No.
And there's all these other subplots they throw into film to drag it out because when you're making a romantic comedy these days, it's got to be of epic proportions. How long was this film?
It was 99 minutes.
It felt like
100.
It felt
Yeah,
like
it was-
2.5 hours.
Yeah, it definitely dragged on. I mean,
Yeah.
when you don't enjoy a movie, it just drags.
Oh.
You know what? What was interesting because I watched Lost Boys: The Tribe and Forgetting Sarah Marshall in the same night.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I noticed, and it was probably because I watched them back to back, is that Forgetting Sarah Marshall also had green screen beach shots. I'm like, you're on the island of Hawaii. You are there. Why, at any point, do you need any kind of a green screen beach shot? Why?
I guarantee it probably had to do with scheduling conflicts. They ended up doing some shots, either that or
It's the one thing you mentioned all the time about how we'll do it in post.
or even fix it in post. It could also be a thing where when they shot, they had trouble with the background. Like if they were were they on a real beach but the back was background screened?
It was shot from the waist up, so you really
Oh, those are probably pickup shots then.
couldn't
They
tell.
probably did pickup shots later to fix something in editing. That's always my guess.
It's possible.
Stuff like that. It's like when you watch one of the old films and suddenly it'll go to a shot.
Okay.
It's like when you go to one of those old films,
Right.
and they'll suddenly go to a shot of the character standing against a blank wall,
Right.
and it's like they're in another dimension. And it goes back after 2 seconds. It's like these pickup shots that they do later, not thinking about it. So it just literally all of a sudden they're in a different room, sitting at a different angle, looking thoughtfully, like, and then it goes back again.
Yeah. And then I thought of that immediately. It's like, oh man, more beach CGI green screen crap.
What else you got?
I don't know. You know what? What I wrote down was there was scenes in the movie that actually made me laugh. Like,
I wasn't. It wasn't like I Love You, Man. I actually giggled at a couple things, mostly Russell Banks though.
Russell Brand. Like the one scene where he's meeting more women and having sex with them because he just broke up with Sarah Marshall. There was that one scene he had with the black woman, and she's on the bed just going, I just can't. Whereas he's just looking and he's just, what's going on? And she's just making these very soft, just noises.
But, you know that's.
I genuinely laughed at that.
That's where what happens though, because what you could do is just make a little comedy
Right.
about dating again,
Right.
and have go all through these loops, and that's what 40-Year-Old Virgin kind of
Right.
was. And then you have, and then meets some girl, and then, I mean, I could write a screenplay right now just around that idea.
Sure.
And they could have done that, but no, we have to go to Hawaii and spend half the film there. So what happens is your first act could be a film in itself.
Right.
And actually, out of all those dating ones, I like the one with the girl that keeps saying hello.
Oh.
And then she
Hello.
says, "You want to gag me?" And I was like,
Well, if you, I don't remember her name in the film, but she was in Superbad. She played the girlfriend of one of the guys that had the house.
Oh, that's the one with the dancing.
The dancing.
Yeah,
With
okay.
yeah.
Which we've come to blows on Superbad. I did not care for that.
I love Superbad.
You want to hear my impression of the first 10 minutes of Superbad?
Go for it.
Cock, virgin, pussy, fuck, cock, fuck, pussy, fuck, cunt, pussy, fuck. That's probably the first 10 minutes of the film.
You're probably right, and
And
I laughed my ass off.
And I am not, for some reason, that just film felt so forced in that one. I've seen other films where there's a lot of cursing. I don't care about it. Cursing's great. But, and sexual humor, I'm fine with, obviously.
Right.
I was, how long did I spend on forced urination? Deviant humor. Yeah. I like deviant humor. Sure. But sometimes it feels forced, and it really just felt forced in that film. It really just felt like the whole focus was, let's offend as many people. Let's purposely try to offend somebody so we get more people watching the movie. And it just came off like that. But I'm drawing away from your Sarah Marshall.
No. One of the other things that I thought was genuinely funny was the webcam that he was going back and forth with his half brother, who wasn't really blood. Where he was telling his wife, okay, put your head up, okay, put your head down.
Oh, by the way,
it just looked like she was giving him a blowjob.
Most of these funny scenes we're talking about, in the trailer.
Yeah,
because most of the funny scenes
they usually do.
And again, that was funny, but you know what? Why is it in this film?
Yeah.
Why are we spending the time doing this when you're doing all this location filming and it used to be if you did a film about being on the beach, you're on the beach 90% of the time.
Right.
We don't have a half hour. That was my problem with the Wedding Crashers. It's like a half hour setup just to get into the theme of the film.
Yeah.
Do we really?
And you know what?
Do you need a 10-minute montage at the beginning to convey the fact that we're crashing weddings?
It's 2 hours.
It's implied by the title of the goddamn film.
5 or 10 minute movie. Excuse me.
What?
It's like a 2 hour, 2 hour, 10 minute movie.
Why are we making romantic comedies, cheeseball romantic, not even like official like Harry Met Sally crap? We're talking like cheeseball romantic comedies. Why are we making these things at Braveheart length?
Yeah. Braveheart was 3 hours.
You have to.
Why
would you do that to me?
I know where you're
I'm making
going.
a great point. I got the point, and you just got to contradict me on some minor little glitch.
Hey, you like threw like what's that guy's name in that movie? And I wasn't prepared, so
I'm the one that couldn't remember it. So yeah,
Braveheart was 3 hours. Only about 4. Tim Roth. It was Tim Roth.
Harvey Keitel.
No, the one guy was thinking
was Tim Roth. That was Harvey Keitel. Yeah.
Yeah. But
because when I think of like penis in a movie, I think Harvey Keitel.
Bad Lieutenant. The piano.
I think they should go back and redo or re-edit all of his films that he didn't have a penis shot in, and show him frontal nude in those scenes too, which would be kind of funny in stuff like Andre. Andre, the thing with the seal,
no.
Or what was that? Finders Keepers when he's the gypsy with the monkey. They should have like with the girl.
Oh.
There should have been a shot like where the monkey comes back and he's full frontal.
I'm sorry. I'm a very bad person.
Do you know they're remaking that?
I'm weak. Yeah, but not in 2010, so it's not on the list.
All right, we'll go to that then. So anything else before we
the only other thing is I thought the super religious couple were kind of funny.
Again, kind of funny, but just as distracting from what the film should have been.
Right.
Oh, and I will say something. You don't have anything else on your list about like rip-offs or anything?
No.
They stole. The seagull is a thief.
I'm sure he is.
He stole that one scene, which was in half the trailers. And I think they pulled it from the trailers because it's not in later trailers. I think somebody mentioned, you just pretty much ripped that off of Steve Martin.
Oh.
The lonely guy.
Yeah, the lonely guy.
That entire scene with, are you the only person here? And they're coming and taking away stuff. Only one person, like they're drawing attention to him.
Right.
Ripped. Blatantly ripped right out of just blatantly ripped. It's not even like, it's a similar kind of thing. It's like you could just cut that out of the lonely guy and put it in this film, and that's what they did.
It was an homage.
No, not an homage, because then you do something different with it then. You don't just do the exact same thing. It was the exact same joke.
Okay.
So, no, they ripped off the lonely guy from Steve Martin. And, sorry, unless you're going to put Steve Martin in the film, don't do it.
Okay.
I hate Seagal.
Siegel.
Now, what if Steven Seagal was the lead in this movie? That would have been better. Can't you see him doing, I lost my girlfriend and I gotta start dating again. Except instead of like crying during sex, he accidentally beats her up or something like that.
And it's over Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah. and then when he goes to Hawaii, when he meets her, he uncovers his plot to store chemical waste on the island of Hawaii. So he has to beat them and then build a porch before he leaves.
Right.
By the way, as a reference to Fire Down Below for anybody playing along here.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to wrap up the challenge section here now. So this week was pretty much a draw.
Yeah, I think
both of us.
so. We both walked away from our challenges not really hating the movie we were given.
Yeah, I mean, so far, Oasis of the Zombies seems to have had the biggest impact.
Yeah, I really hated Oasis of the Zombies.
So at the moment, I'm like ahead a little bit.
You're ahead a little bit.